Okay, good. Let's go with all right. Facebook. This is the one that sometimes give us problems when when going live, but let's see. Let's try again. Okay, I think now it's good. Yep. Yep, now it's good. Exactly. Stay positive. Stay positive. Yeah, that's why I keep doing these things. I keep doing the lives and yeah, instead of the live events instead of the events with the people there, because I mean, yeah, we have to keep going, right? Ei, Cris, eu geralmente faço isso em inglês, mas tem pouca gente agora, então eu posso falar um pouco em português. So what I can do, because there's not a lot of people, I would, yep. Hey, is your name Franciscus? Okay. Yeah, so we're just getting a couple of people to join. Again, is the same thing as I usually say. If you have any questions, just put them up there, and we can start answering it. Today, if we don't have a lot of people, I can do something else. If any of you want to split the screen and come live and ask your question. Paulo, okay. Paulo, thanks for coming. I know like you come through pretty much all the lives. Thank you for being there. So yeah, we can also split the screen and then have some live questions if you want. If you're interested in that, Paulo, I can do that right now. Just let me know in the comments, and then we can do that. And you can ask me question about about the job search, anything related to that. If not, just send me a question on the text, and then we go from there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So on Facebook, I have no questions for now. Well, I can talk a little bit for now about LinkedIn. It's something post. How should I frame my profile? What type of information I should put there? And yeah, so LinkedIn is the most important social media, the professional social media that we have today. It's absolutely paramount that people have a profile on LinkedIn if they are looking for a job. Even if you're not, it's really good to network on LinkedIn. So when it comes to your profile there, for you to attract people to the page there, it's very important that you put a lot of information. People sometimes get a bit worried on I'll put a lot, I'll have like kind of my profile will be too long and it might be a problem. People don't have time to read, so people won't read your whole LinkedIn profile, but recruiters will actually go there to and they do some keywords like search, and then they can find your profile if you have one or more of those keywords. If you have only a couple of things on your profile, it's much harder for people to find you there. So go all out with it. Go all out with on your LinkedIn profile. Put all the information that you have there, that you have about your professional career there. Don't hold back on writing stuff down. Of course, the depending on the area that you are looking for, that you are looking for jobs or something like that. Um, you need to focus on the keywords for that specific industry or that specific department. So it is very important. For example, if you're looking in my line of work, if you're looking for something in continuous improvement, for example, you should absolutely uh, put words such as continuous improvement, kaizen, and if you don't know what those things mean, then go study, and then put those words on your profile. So we got two questions, one on Facebook and one on Instagram. Thanks for sending the questions. So Yantu is asking, shall I apply for online marketing jobs at the moment, or is it better to wait a little longer? So I would say it's always good to look what is available right now. There's not a lot of things available in the market right now because of the pandemic, but obviously it will come around. We'll come to the other side of this. So if you have a position, if you look at the position and it looks good for you, you think you have an interesting chance to get the job, it fits with your profile, absolutely apply for it. Absolutely go for it. Try to contact the hiring manager if you have access to that information. If not, try to contact people from that company. I wouldn't advise to wait to apply, because I wouldn't say most companies, but a lot of companies now, they froze the hiring process, but they didn't cancel the positions because they are waiting to see what's going to happen. Um, and then they're evaluating if that's gonna affect actually the hiring, if they're gonna cancel the hiring. So I absolutely would say, don't wait. Make sure that you have an interesting profile. Make sure that your skills match with the position, independently if it's online marketing or any other area. And then apply and go for it, because you might be missing an opportunity now, because maybe a lot of people are not applying thinking, well, they're not going to hire me, but if companies still need to hire people, so if you apply and there's like not a lot of people applying, you have a good chance of getting through to the in this process. Got another question on Insta. I hope I answered your question, Yantu. You're more than welcome then to send other questions, follow-up questions or other questions. So Paulo asks, which kind of tasks is better to point out? I'm not sure if I completely understand your question. Which kind of tasks is better? Oh, maybe you're talking about LinkedIn. Which type of skills and tasks that you do, your responsibilities. Um, so it is important to describe the tasks as they are, but using the words that will make some kind of impact when a recruiter is reading your CV, right? If you just use kind of general words and describe in general lines, is it's something that some people won't be too attracted to in terms of reading your CV. They need to see something, uh, let's say, impactful there. So if they see some words that interest them, and they see you aggregating those skills in their job, they are most likely to call you for an interview. It's easier to call you for an interview for that. So in, let's say if you are working, let's say you're a social media manager, something like that, but you don't mention the specific skills you have on managing content on the big social media platforms like LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok right now. Then you're gonna raise a lot of questions about your profile. So what you want to do with your CV is, or your LinkedIn profile, is to try not to raise so many questions, especially on your CV, because on LinkedIn you can explain more things than you explained on your CV. A minute, how deep in detail should I? So the detail. So the question is how detailed should I be when I describe my a certain position? So in your case, project manager. Um, on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, the difference. So it's important to say the difference between LinkedIn and your CV. On your LinkedIn profile, you should absolutely put all the details in there. Put all the words, the impactful words that you can put on your CV, and also the what you can deliver. So on LinkedIn, you can be very detailed. You can go deeper into your tasks. You can put a general description, then responsibilities, then your achievements, or you can describe a project. So on LinkedIn, there's no problem putting a lot of information there. On your CV, I wouldn't advise that, because a long CV, it's not really attractive for recruiters. They don't spend a lot of time reading your CV. But your LinkedIn profile, they will find through keywords, and then they will discuss your profile with you on a later call. So don't worry too much on putting in details your experiences as a project manager there on LinkedIn. And same thing goes for Zing, but Zing has less space, like less characters that you can use to describe what you do. So I would on Zing, you need to be short on your description anyway. So yeah. Yeah, so you guys keep sending the questions if you want, and I can send any feedback as well. Feel free to do that. So another thing that is interesting to know about LinkedIn is about the difference between your education, your formal education, especially for students, especially for people that are just starting in the market right now, are just trying to get your first job, or maybe your second job. The education part is important to distinguish between your formal education, so your bachelor, your master, your MBA, and or your postgrad, depending on or where you studied, and your certifications. When you get certified in something, it is there's a specific area on LinkedIn where you can put your information there as a certificate. So let's say if you work in continuous improvement, you are a green belt or a black belt or something like that. So um, you can always put that on the certificate side, and it counts as much as the your formal education, because when a recruiter does a keyword search, they're going to be searching the words you put on your certificates too, right? So it's important to distinguish that. If you go and put everything in education, it looks a bit confusing, because you kind of let's say you have like 10 different types of education, and people start asking questions like why 10 types of education, of courses, of formal education courses. So I would advise to put everything in their respective section on LinkedIn. This is I wouldn't say fundamental, but it shows like that you're organized, and shows that you put the information where a recruiter would find it, and not try to say that it's formal information if it's not. So another thing is, if you did any volunteer work, this is kind of a secondary aspect of your LinkedIn profile. But if you have some volunteer work, absolutely put it there. Absolutely leave it in there in your profile. Some companies will value that. Will think that that is of great value for them. Um, in your professional experiences, I kind of went like from the bottom down, but the first on LinkedIn, you obviously should have a professional picture. If you want to put a background photo, you can put something that from the company you work for, or you can put something that is like I have a map, like a world map, because I travel a lot for my job, and it's something that I absolutely love to do. You can put something that is a bit more personal, or something that gives people the idea of what you do, or what is your what you do professionally, or what's your passion. Then it comes a description. In the description, it's important to have a very short profile statement. um, you can mention your goals in there too, but very short, like 3 to 5 lines, not more than that, because again, people won't stop to read a full page, or like a 10 lines of your profile on LinkedIn. Then after that, you can put you can put your experiences, and in your experiences, it's important that you name them. Obviously, LinkedIn will organize it automatically by chronologically from the your current job to the first one. And then in there, you can put as much information as you can, uh, in your experiences, if you did any projects or anything like that. Media is interesting on LinkedIn. Not a lot of people do it, to put pictures and videos and documents in their profiles, especially when it comes to the experiences you have. But it's also really interesting. It's something that catches the eye of people. So if you have any pictures, a team pictures, or something of a project you did, um, of course, you need to check with the company if it's okay to do that, if it's something that it's not going to create you any problems, and then leave some media there. Same thing goes for the part of education that I was saying before. You can also put media there, and something interesting to do. Right at the bottom on LinkedIn, you have a part where it's going to show. Um, it's going to show what you follow, what groups you follow. So it's also interesting to have there the either people that you kind of follow and you admire, and you follow their content, or you can also follow companies there. So just be careful, depending on the company you work for, and depending on the industry, the market you are inserted in, um, to make sure that you don't follow, let's say, a competitor, and that creates any problems for you professionally. I've seen it happen. I heard about it also from friends and acquaintances. So just be careful with that. So we don't have a lot more questions. People are kind of quiet today. So we're getting close here to around 20 minutes. Like I said, I would be live around half an hour to an hour when we had like a lot of questions. So I'll wait a couple of minutes. I think I said a lot of things about LinkedIn already. And let's say if I hit the 20 mark minute here, we can move on, and then next week we do another one if people maybe have more questions. Overall, I can say kind of as a last message, if we don't get another question, is that this is going to pass. This thing with the pandemic is going to pass. We need to make sure that we be careful at work. We keep our distance in everywhere. I know here in Germany, we are doing the best we can. People are doing the best we can. Um, I had to go to a site quite recently, and I noticed that people are keeping their distance. A lot of people are using gloves and trying to help as much as they can. And yeah, don't worry about the job market right now. Yes, it is slow. There's no other way. The volumes of many companies are down. They're operating with less volume. Some companies are like closed shop, so it's a complicated moment, but it's going to pass. So keep working on your LinkedIn profile, keep working on improving your CV. If you want, feel free to contact me on LinkedIn or on Facebook or something like that. We can maybe do a live or something like that, where you ask your questions here the same time and day in any platform you choose. And just one announcement: tomorrow we are gonna be doing a live. I have a friend that is a recruiter from London, and we're gonna be doing a live. I'm gonna post the details on my Instagram story, and also on Facebook, everywhere. And to have all the other perspective, the perspective from the other side, right? So I'll be putting everywhere where we're gonna be doing which platform, and yep, I hope to see you guys tomorrow as well, and see you next week. Okay, we have another question, last minute question. No problem, I will answer anyway. So, can you recommend any online courses or books for job search? Books, I would say it's kind of controversial because I'm writing a book about job search, so it's quite it's quite interesting, but I haven't finished yet. I would recommend reading about job search online. I know I put a lot of content about job search on my YouTube channel. I put a lot of content on my Facebook. On my Instagram it's mixed. I also put some content, but I put content about different things, so you can get some information from my social media accounts. Just honestly, there's nothing better than Google to get some good examples. Of course, you have to look at everything with some filter. You can't accept every information you get from the internet. So just Google the specific thing you want to know, and just so you know, the job search, there's so many aspects of job search that you can have a whole book on networking, another book on CV writing, another book on LinkedIn profiling. You can have so many things from so many different aspects, that it's hard to have one book or two or three books to read about job search. And I'm not recommending books, especially if they're like really big, because books are written, and then when you read them, the market might have changed. If you read a book from 10 years ago, there was no LinkedIn. Well, there was, I don't know how old LinkedIn is, but LinkedIn was not significant. It was not significant yet. So I would really recommend to read something online. There are other coaches, career coaches, that put a lot of content, especially on LinkedIn. There are some TED Talks that talk about this as well. They're quite interesting. But yeah, so I would say, first, you can follow me on the social media, on the content I put out. I have a lot of stuff on YouTube, a lot of good tips on YouTube. Second, you can always look on the internet for the specific thing you're looking for. And third, maybe there are some publications, some things that are like short publications, but I would still advise to go better on LinkedIn and look for content there. Yeah. So I hope I answer your question. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week, the same time, same day. And thanks for coming. Thanks for sending your questions. Cheers.